Hey Aquarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we're going to take what works for us, leave what doesn't. And if I don't catch your storyline on this reading, check your other major placements, see if we can't connect over there. I will be posting the pictures of the spread at the end. All right, so we're going to start with this Oracle of Mystical Moments deck here for intuitive start. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Okay. That's plenty. Capricorn just got this card, which I find fascinating. So we'll start with that. Okay. Lullaby. So this is about getting very centered, very grounded, listening to, look, he's not playing his music, listening to your own vibration within, turning off your mind, turning off your sight, turning off your vision, and just a deep, deep connection within. So when we are meditating, I honestly don't understand how anyone functions in this world without a meditation practice, because it's just, I don't know. Maybe that could just be me. I totally love and adore and admire lots of people that don't have meditation practices. So it's not a requirement for me, but it is just fascinating because it gives me so much clarity. When you get very quiet, you get very still, and then out of just the thought about breathing and your next breath, and out of that sort of emptiness, then these little shy little thoughts start to come out, and they come in with so much clarity, and they come in, and they're usually my best thoughts. You know, I maybe examine them a little bit, but they're my favorite thoughts, and they come out, but only after a lot of silence has been achieved. So we're not trying to control ourselves. We're just observing. We don't need to be anything. We don't need to be anything better. We're not trying to meditate and as a way of forcing ourselves to be somebody else, to drop that anxiety or to get a grip over here. You know, we're not getting a grip. We're just being with who we are in silence, which is such a rare commodity in our noisy lives. So you're getting very still, very silent, turning off that brain a little bit here. And then these best thoughts, this intuition has a chance to shine. But look at how still we've gotten this water. And there is a storm, but it's in the distance now. And through that storm, that moon shines and reflects on our stillness. So that moon is intuition, being able to come out clear out of the storm and all of that stillness right down there. You also get the observer this week. This is paying very close attention to something. Look, there again, we have your intuition. It's calling you to pay close attention to something. It wants you to be looking at something, possibly through social media. Here, I would never diss social media. Look, I'm on YouTube, and I have a small addiction to social media in the other parts of my life. But but there's always a time for stillness. So, but this could be through social media. But look at these moons here. We got these little twin moons here. Your intuition, just a sliver of intuition is all you need. And it's calling you forward. It's calling you to look at something a little more closely, pay attention, something either through social media or, you know, she's actually physically looking through a camera. It's causing her to have a lot of ideas. She might be getting a little distracted, but overall she's very focused on this, keeping a watchful eye on something that fascinates her. We have the gift here. This is about sort of, I believe this card, in a word, is about your life purpose and what you're here to do and the gift that you hope to give to this world. See, the swan mates for life. So it's something that's been with you for a long time, and you guys are starting to look alike a little bit. You're starting to take on the image of your dream here. You've been very protective of this dream, extremely protective of this dream. And maybe you haven't been able to pursue that dream every step of the way, because there's not a very grounded energy about it, but it has been with you this whole time, and it's a vision that you have, and there's a lot of dedication and loyalty and love there. And then here's the gift. So this could be your life purpose, bringing your gifts to the world, right? and making sure that you do that, and bringing your gifts there. But it could also be, you know, bringing a gift to somebody you love and somebody you care about and wanting to protect them. Or why did I get that message? Because the card doesn't support that message, but there it is anyway. A gift, either to the world or to somebody you love and care about and have been devoted to for a long time. Then we have abracadabra, and I feel like abracadabra sort of sums up or is the culmination of these cards about thinking about your gift, having something you've been very dedicated to, something you've been focused on, and something that's been a real intuitive vibe for you, that you've really, in this stillness, you've been able to focus on something and realize something and come to, you know, if not give your gift, at least have it in your hand here. And then here we have abracadabra. This is a card of immense growth, obviously, and commitment. We've got commitment already showing up right here. There's something about being a sense of worthiness going on here too. But she's in this bridal gown, and she has this spiral up here, which is a symbol of growth, personal growth, as we are vibing, as we go with our own sort of rotation and our own spirit's vibe through the world. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, you know, this thing is rotating. And so it puts out these pulses, and that's your vibe, right? And the speed at which you rotate, and your own little thing, right? And so we go in these circles in life, and we rotate. And when we get to the same part in the same circle, hopefully we've grown a little bit and learned a little bit, and we're a little bit more expanded and grown. And this creates our spiral. Is even though, yeah, we're going in circles a little bit, and we all are going in circles around our own issues, around the structures of our lives and our own psyches, the parts we can't change. We go around in these circles, but hopefully we grow and we learn. And so there's something about words this week which opens something up. You can touch this dream, this gift that you have, this thing you've been very focused on. There's something about the magic words that you're going to be able to touch it to open it up. And again, she's not seeing, she's just intuiting where this is. There's something just highly intuitive. I feel like it's written in the stars, this sort of maybe a rendezvous point that's already been planned, but you've grown enough now, and you've learned a lot, and you're going to be able to sort of jump forward. There's going to be a leap forward here to something you've been dedicated to. It's been very intuitive so far. You haven't seen a lot of evidence for it. You've been watching for the evidence for it. But this abracadabra card is about being able to maybe jump out of a cycle, maybe taking a large leap forward. But it's your intuition. There is something here that's written in the stars, so to speak, and there is something about. See, because you're the observer, and you're looking, but you're not observing with your eyes. Your eyes are closed. You're observing with something else, your intuition or something. It's been a focus for you. But this card is here to say that you are big enough, you are enough, you are tall enough, because there is that question in some of these cards about whether you're worthy of this. And this is to let you know you've grown a lot. You've grown a lot. There will be no imposter syndrome here. You have grown, and you can do this. You can touch this now. But see, her eyes are closed. So she's not touching the star. She can't see it, but she can feel exactly where it is. And her movement is very precise towards that wish fulfillment, even though she's not necessarily looking at it. All right, Aquarius. This is your past. This is your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue in your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome? Your to-do list. All right, in your recent past, you have this Three of Pentacles. Spitting. We have this Three of Pentacles energy. There was a team here building maybe a sanctuary, maybe a safe place, maybe just a cathedral, something beautiful, something big. You'd been working in a team here. Everyone's got their roles, got their parts. Seeing the star card and this reminds me of film work, actually, and working together as a team. I love working on films. Everybody has their own their own roles to play, and they all kind of work together in this really creative endeavor. It's massive teamwork. It's so cool. All creatives being at the top of their game and working together and bringing their energy together and their vision together. It's so cool. So this does remind me of that. But they're building a cathedral. So, but it is teamwork. It typically has to do with work, unless we're doing like a specific personal reading about something specific. It seems like it's a teamwork makes the dream work kind of thing. And then, but right now you're in hermit mode, which is just cracking me up because filming got shut down, and so everybody's in hermit mode now, alone, by themselves. This is kind of Virgo card. I don't usually call it the energies of the cards because I find that confusing, but this is a Virgo card. So Virgo, I don't know, I don't think you guys got my driving in the fog story, my riding the bike in the, driving in the fog / riding my bike in the dark with a pneumatic light that wasn't working. So I had to go very fast and I missed my turn and crashed. This is like the fog. We go very slowly when we're in the fog, when we're in the dark. He can only see a few steps ahead. There's a isolated vibe. The hermit, of course, we all know what it is to hermit. We're isolated. We're protecting ourselves, protecting our energy. He's got his intuitive wand here, his intuitive stick. It's reminding me a little bit of this thing right here, this bow, and her wand right here. So he's got some sort of stick here, he's got his wand here, but it's slow going because he needs to be sure of every step of the way. He wants to be certain of it. He's not going to be riding his bike extremely fast in the dark and missing his turn and crashing into a giant thorn bush, because he's smarter than that, and he has a light that works. This is his own North Star, and he's going to follow that. But because it's dark, because there's a lot of uncertainty and darkness and a lack of clarity that surrounds him, he can't see very far. So visibility is 3 feet. And how fast do we go when visibility is 3 feet? We go very slowly, wanting to be sure of each step that we take, wanting to check in with ourselves, make sure, yes, this feels right. Yes, this step. Oh my goodness. I'm also remembering this hike I went on in high school, and we left very late in the day. I'm remembering it because I just recently, for the first time in 30 years, did this hike myself again. Anyway, it got dark, and then we had to hike down, but there was no moon, there was no light. So we had like 3 matches and a pack of cigarettes. So someone lit the cigarette and then crawled along the ground feeling for the path, and then everyone would follow the cherry of the cigarette, and then they'd chain the other cigarette, and then we'd take turns. And by the time we got down, we were just all, I believe several of us had run straight into trees. We were bloody, we were bruised, we were covered in mud. So you'd think I'd start learning my lesson about not going very fast when you can't see where you're going. So this is it. Not going very fast, having to make very independent decisions, not being able to check in. This is such an opposite vibe of this. I mean, this is like a wild U-turn here. We've got this group activity here, all these people working together, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're working alone. You don't have these people to check in with. You don't have these people to run your ideas by. You just have this one little start. It's your start, and you've got to go slow. You can't be moving fast, and you're making a bunch of decisions very independently, very by yourself. You don't have your team, you don't have your group to check in with right now. What's on your mind is power and control. Who has the power and who has the control in this situation, in what's going on? I mean, you kind of do because you're the only one there, but you might be just thinking there's something about control over your life, control over your career, perhaps, control over something. The ball's in your court. You may be wishing for that, wanting that ball to be in your court, thinking about what it would be like to have a lot more control and say than you do have. You could also just be very much in this self-control. I mean, because we don't want to, that's not the goal of meditation, but that is one of the side effects, is a lot more self-control and a lot more power. There's a book by Thich Nhat Hanh called, it's about power. It's about having power in your life. What's it? Anyway, power is in the title, but it's basically the best way to power is to through meditation, because you end up with a lot of clarity about what you want, and coming into any situation with a lot of clarity about what you want is the most powerful position in any negotiation or something like that. It's just coming in very clear with what you want. How do you get very clear with what you want? How do you get very calm? How do you get this laid back power vibe where you actually have power and you don't have to go around shouting about power? It is meditation, at least according to Thich Nhat Hanh, and I would agree. So you're thinking about that. You're thinking about power and control. And then what's at issue here is this death card. So some big transitions, but they're not happening right now. Or they could be happening, but you're more focused on the new thing, on new stuff that you want to come in, and not necessarily focused on closing out the last chapter, but a little more focused and wanting to move forward into the new chapter a little more eagerly before you really grieve or focus on this. So the focus, what's at issue, is this massive transition. You're dealing with a pretty big change in your life, and you may be wanting to focus more on the new stuff coming in, but this is a call to actually make sure you're mourning too. We don't want to leave a wound undressed and uncleaned, right? You can just be so excited for that, to put the Band-Aid on, that you forget to clean the wound up, right? So we want to make sure we're doing a thorough job with our grief processes and with the wounds that we have and that we're hurt with, because that death card is reversed there. But it is the issue, is there's some big changes going on in your life. And then in your environment, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is probably a person that you know because it's a court card, but she's very focused on what she has, what she's earned, her harvest. So this is, so the queens are more focused on, they're the master of their experience. The kings are more the master of the whole kingdom. And it's not that one is better or the other. It's just there's a time for each vibe. You know, and this is the vibe of being very focused on, somebody's very focused on their career, on their earnings, on what they're earning and what's theirs, on their harvest and what belongs to them and what they get. So I love this card. This card made me gasp a little. We have a lot of pentacles here, actually. We have this 3 of Pentacles, this Queen of Pentacles, and then we're going into the 4 of Pentacles, so I wouldn't be surprised. I'm reading it as a work reading, that you could be applying it to something else that's very precious to you, a person that's precious to you, a relationship that's precious to you, but you wouldn't be in that relationship right now, or you'd be separated right now, thinking about who gets to control the relationship. The dynamics would be changing. Something like that. Anyway, but we have the Star card, which is our abracadabra card. So Star card is wish fulfillment, being in the flow, and being able to fulfill a wish. This is also the universe cheering you on. So maybe you need to become a bit of a cheerleader. Maybe that's part of what you miss about this group activity here, is being able to cheer other people on. So that's the energy. So she's just dipping her foot in the flow. So there might be some wish fulfillment going on here, and you need to dip your foot into it and understand what that flow looks like, how strong it is, what's the temperature. Just getting a feel for something as you go forward. With this Star card, your wish, the stars are aligning for your wish to come true. We already saw that and discussed that. You've grown, you've earned it, you've earned this. You've grown, and there's an opportunity coming in here for your wish to come true. Now, it doesn't look like you're actually diving into it right now, but you are getting a taste of it, and you are touching it. And you are changing the dynamic. You're kind of hopping out of sort of this loop you've been in and being able to move a little forward. I like this because the Hermit here shows his own personal star right there, and that he's following. And then here is the star, big, large. There may be some fame coming towards you, some notoriety, or something in the public eye, but there is a sense of being in the flow. So you are to get into the flow, to start trying to get back into the flow of things. You've been in this hermit mode and you're being called out, but there is something sort of lucky that might be happening. Also, you might be needing to embody this role for somebody else, being somebody else's cheerleader. But here we have, in the intuitive part, we had your gift and you being able to fulfill your own wish. So maybe it's time for you to fulfill your own wish. you know, you made the wish, and this is the energy that you need to come into, is being in that flow, and working towards fulfilling that wish, getting in touch with that wish, starting that wish, something about that, being prepared for that wish to fulfillment, something along those lines. And then where we're going is Four of Pentacles. I really like this. This is about being very well grounded, earning your coins. Maybe you're jealous of somebody else earning their coins because you've seen that happen. You've seen somebody else be successful and you want that. And then here you do have some success. You're very fascinated by it, very excited about it. Well, not really excited, but like madly crazy about it, just in love with it. And you're very excited about this thing. You're looking at it very intently, and enjoying what you see. And it's a grounded energy, and it's having something actually in your hands, holding something really happening, a dream, really happening, a dream. So I think this is really, to me, I'm seeing, you know, working on fulfilling your own wish and then having it fulfilled. And here it is in your hand, this thing actually happening. And you preparing for that thing to happen, preparing your hands to hold this coin, preparing your feet to step on this ground. So it does look like you do end up getting something that you really want. And it's not just a theory anymore, it's in your hands. So this is a very exciting reading, Aquarius. I really like it for you. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. I do really appreciate those. Have a good week.